everyone, iOS 17.1 has just officially came out, so let's go and take a look at it on the iPhone XR and see if it's worth installing. Now, this update was a pretty good size coming from its previous generation. Now, I don't know why when I installed it, I forgot to screenshot it on all of them, but I am coming from the beta 2 that came out like 2 days ago. So if you are, you can check the serial number or check the build number of this one and compare it against the build number that you have currently. But if you want to install it, go into your software update panel and you should be able to install it that way. Now, iOS 17.1 does bring a few things to the table, but as I mentioned before, it's a good update coming from 17.0.3. Nothing super crazy that we haven't already seen before. Number one, though, we are getting AirDrop over the internet. So this was something I think Apple kind of said they were going to be bringing within the first couple versions of iOS 17, and they eventually did bring it within 17.0.1. So now you have the capability of actually airdropping files over the internet right here. So there's a little option right here that says out of range. You can go and use cellular data. So that's a really cool thing. I'm actually really happy and excited that Apple ended up bringing this type of feature over because, again, they mentioned that they were going to bring it at some point, and they did eventually end up bringing it here, which is honestly a very cool thing. If you look at previous versions of iOS 17, you can see we do not have that, but here we do have it on the iPhone XR. So that is a pretty big one. Now, there's also some improvements to the standby mode on some of the newer iPhones. I don't think the iPhone XR got any of those newer improvements, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Apple Music also got some improvements as well. So if you're somebody who uses Apple Music as your, main app for music streaming, you should be able to see some newer improvements there, which is really cool. Now there's some other things that are kind of all over the place here. So for one, we now have some improvements within location, so there should be improvements there. The keyboard got hopefully a little bit more stable this time around, which was a really big deal for some people earlier. I think a lot of people were having keyboard issues. Those things should now be kind of fixed now, which I'm really, really happy with. There should be some improvements with calling, like I said before, and so many other things. So overall, it's a really good update. If you're coming from 17 in general on your iPhone XR, I would 100% recommend installing it. If you're coming from 16, you don't have to install it if you don't want to, like no one's making you do anything. But I would probably recommend at some point installing 17. And 17.1 is a pretty decent entry point, I would say, to the whole entire iOS 17 landscape. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that me so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.